Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're going to be doing a little bit more technical analysis on Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency markets, because as you guys know, Bitcoin has been in this sideways symmetrical triangle pattern here over the last couple of weeks, and we did finally get a breakout of it. Just as we expected, Bitcoin broke to the upside. But now that Bitcoin's broke to the upside, it's actually formed itself another triangle pattern right here, this descending triangle pattern. You don't see these form a lot where you see a descending triangle pattern form after an uptrend, so there's a lot of nuance that goes into predicting which direction these types of patterns will break. Will it break to the upside or the downside? Is Bitcoin going to 10K, or is this the end of the rally? These are all questions that we're going to be discussing in today's video, and we need to do it quickly because, as you guys can see here, Bitcoin is coming very, very close to the end of this descending triangle pattern. I only barely caught this in time for today's video. Hopefully, this video goes out before this finishes, but we're going to be discussing all of that and more in today's video, guys. So if you do enjoy today's video, what I want you to do is go down in the description, take that like button, and smash it on your forehead like an empty beer can. That's how I want you to smash the like button today. That's what I want you to do. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead, check the link in the description and check out the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. We've had around, I want to say, 15 people join since the video went up yesterday. I'll flash stuff about that up on screen right now. Don't let me forget that. If I do, I'll put it in the community tab. Either way, guys, let's go ahead and get right on into the video. The first thing that I like to do during videos like these is go ahead and look back over the recent history of the market and remind us where we are. Bitcoin has been in a state of rally for about 110 days now. We've been rallying for a very long time. We're up 160%. And as I say in a lot of these videos lately, I want to put a disclaimer out at the very beginning that even though in today's video I'm probably going to be making a bullish prediction, Bitcoin is very, very, very overdue for a correction. So I don't want you guys going and making longs just because I say that I think Bitcoin is going to break to the upside. I've heard a lot of people lately saying, okay, Jeb, I just made this trade, and because you told me to make this trade, I just made a ton of money. You might think that I would enjoy hearing things like that, but I don't. That concerns me. It concerns me deeply. Especially in yesterday's premiere, I heard someone said that they put their life savings into a trade that I was talking about during one video and that it worked out for them. Well, what if it hadn't worked out for them? That's not my fault if you lose money, guys. In the same way, it's not my fault if you guys make money. Be careful with your trades and don't only make trades just because I or any other YouTuber says something. That's what I want you guys to realize, is that you have to use your own technical analysis. That's why the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy is here, so that I don't have to be the only person telling you what kind of technical analysis you need to do and what the market's going to do. You can do that TA on your own. That's why I'm so proud of the course, and that's why it's doing so well, is because people want to do that. So with that disclaimer out of the way, also with the this is not financial advice disclaimer out of the way, as you guys already know, let's go ahead and dive on into it properly. Bitcoin has been trading to the sideways in this symmetrical triangle pattern here over the last couple of days. And typically you don't move this far into a pattern before you finally see a breakout, but Bitcoin did, and we did eventually break to the upside. Bitcoin broke bullish, as I talked about in 2 videos ago. I want to say it was 3 videos ago. I said that $8,400 would be the decision point if Bitcoin can break it. Then we're probably going all the way to 10K, but if we reject off of it, that's probably the end of the rally. As you guys can see, we smashed straight through $8,400, so there's our decision. Bitcoin is bullish. But now we do have a little bit more of a decision as well. Bitcoin's trading below $9,000, and how Bitcoin breaks out of this descending triangle pattern will decide whether or not Bitcoin continues the rally or falls over as well. Because as you guys will maybe remember from that video, Bitcoin has a very important level of support coming up to meet it. That would be the 20 daily exponential moving average. This moving average right here, if Bitcoin goes below this, Bitcoin is no longer in a state of rallying. If Bitcoin goes below this, Bitcoin is in a new downtrend, and Bitcoin will probably be moving to much lower levels, probably down all the way to $7,000 or somewhere in this zone right here, give or take a couple $100. Somewhere in this zone, Bitcoin will probably fall to at least. It may fall all the way to $6,000, guys. So there is a downtrend in the future. Our job is to try and predict when it's going to come, and that's easier said than done. But if Bitcoin does fall below this 20 daily exponential moving average, it's going to come much sooner than later. So because of that 20 exponential moving average, that means that this breakout here on this descending triangle pattern following this rally is very, very important. So let's discuss which direction is this going to break. Well, guys, I've run across this exact pattern in the past. Bitcoin or another altcoin is bullish, enters a descending triangle pattern, and because it's a descending triangle pattern, you'd normally say, okay, there's about a 60 to 65, maybe 70% chance you break to the downside, right? It's a descending triangle pattern. They very often break to the downside. One of the most famous descending triangle patterns in all of cryptocurrency technical analysis, not just Bitcoin, would be this descending triangle pattern right here. And it did, in fact, break bearish, as you can see. But there's one very notable difference between this descending triangle pattern that did break bearish and the descending triangle pattern that we're looking at right now. This descending triangle pattern was bearish moving into it. It had a bearish flagpole. Bitcoin was already in a bear market. But in the case that we're looking at right now, Bitcoin finds itself at the top of a rally. Bitcoin is still uptrending. Bitcoin is still bullish. Bitcoin moved to the upside to form this descending triangle pattern. So this is not going to necessarily play out the same way as the previous one that we just looked at on the longer term time frames. Bitcoin has moved bullish, and typically what that means is that the pattern that follows is going to be either a flag or a pennant. I've seen some people draw this as a flag. I'm drawing it as a descending triangle pennant because that's exactly what it looks like. Normally the market's going to break in the same direction as the direction it was moving when it entered the pennant. So we have a contradiction here. Normally descending triangle patterns break to the downside, but also normally pennants on flagpoles like these break in the same direction as the market was moving when they entered them. Excuse Hubert, he likes to quack while we're making videos, I apologize. But Bitcoin, more than likely in this case, in my opinion, is going to break to the upside. And the reason for that is not because I'm ignoring the descending triangle pennant, and I'm not ignoring the importance of that. But in my experience, and this is one of those things that you're not really going to find this written in a textbook anywhere, and if you do, please tell me because I'd like to read about that. But what I find a lot of times is that the fact that this is a pennant and the fact that Bitcoin was bullish entering this pennant is going to override whatever type of pennant this is. This could be a flag, it could be an ascending triangle pattern, descending triangle pattern, symmetrical triangle pattern. Hell, the market could start trading this way and I'd still be saying the same thing. Bitcoin is in a pennant following a bullish rally, especially how bullish we are right now, especially how many people are very bullish on Bitcoin. I think some of that bullishness is waning. I think Bitcoin isn't necessarily as bullish now as it was a couple weeks ago, but we're still bullish. And I do still think that that's going to lead to Bitcoin breaking to the upside here. And that's a very important thing to understand, that Bitcoin is probably going to break to the upside here. Because like I said, this is a decision point, and it's probably going to be decided on relatively soon. I hope this video gets out before this breaks, but it's very possible that by the time you're watching this video, Bitcoin is already broken either to the upside or the downside. That is a very large possibility, and unfortunately there's nothing I can do about that. It takes about 2 hours for me to upload. It takes about 2 hours for me to edit these videos and put everything together and upload them. So hopefully the video is still relevant at that point. But before we do actually go ahead and wrap this up and talk about a little bit more on the technical analysis front, I do need to mention one more very important thing when it comes to consolidation patterns such as these. As you guys can see, Bitcoin is very far into this descending triangle pattern right here. Very, very far. Probably over 80% through the descending triangle pattern. If we were to drag these lines out here, then we can see pretty easily, if we bring up our measuring device, that this pattern is about, let's say, 586 bars long. Bitcoin is probably close to around 450 bars through. So Bitcoin's around 75 to 80% through this pattern, which means that Bitcoin should have already broken out of it actually, and especially with how narrow this pattern gets and how quickly it does, just because of the degree of the pattern, because of the degree over here, that degree. Because of that, Bitcoin should have already broken out of this. Bitcoin should not be in this pattern anymore. There's a lot of tension in this market right now, and more often than not, the further that you go into the pattern, the further you get in here, the tighter Bitcoin gets, or any other market gets, the more randomness is thrown into the market, or effective randomness. It's randomness because we don't know what's going on. But a lot of times you will see that because Bitcoin's being squeezed in here in between like a $40 range. That's not a very big range. So when Bitcoin is in a range like that, it's much easier for a whale to come in and buy 10,000 Bitcoin or short 10,000 Bitcoin and crash or rally Bitcoin. And it also is more easy for Bitcoin to bounce around in here, and then just by chance enough people happen to buy at the same time and Bitcoin breaks. When you get further into these patterns, the further you get, the more technical analysis is gone out the window and the more randomness is put into this market, which is why after patterns are about 80% of the way through, like around here on, I don't like trading them all that much unless I set up a trade where I have a buy order up here and a sell order down here so I can catch the breakout in either direction. If I do that, then I'll trade them. But normally I won't I'll be very careful trading markets if they've gone that far. Another point I want to make is that you don't want to trade a consolidation pattern before the breakout. That is a lot of people do that. They say, okay, well, Bitcoin's probably going to break to the upside because Bitcoin was moving to the upside when it entered this pattern. I'll go ahead and buy, and then when it breaks out, I'll make money. No, you're wrong. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be blunt. You're just wrong. That's not how you do that. You want to be careful doing that because you will lose a lot of money doing that. Bitcoin still can break bearish here. It hasn't broken out, so it hasn't decided if it's going to the upside or the downside. If you guys know anything about quantum stakes and quantum mechanics, then you'll understand the idea of entanglement. And when you have two particles that are entangled, it means that both of these particles have certain properties, and one of the particles will only have its property decided when the other one does. These two particles can be on opposite sides of the universe. But the point I'm trying to make is kind of with what goes on with the Schrodinger's cat analogy. You haven't decided whether or not the cat is alive or dead until you open the box. We haven't decided whether or not Bitcoin is bullish or bearish until Bitcoin breaks out. Wait for the decision. After the decision, that's when you make your trade. If you want to buy into Bitcoin, buy up here. Don't buy right here. Buy up here. That's the way that you want to trade those, because there's a lot of randomness in this market right now because Bitcoin is getting a lot tighter, so be very careful on that. To wrap the video up, let's go ahead and talk about what happens if Bitcoin breaks to the upside and the downside. This will be brief because it's not actually that difficult to analyze that. If Bitcoin breaks to the upside, we've discussed on the VPVR a lot recently that Bitcoin will probably be going straight to $10,000. Let's go ahead and bring the VPVR up in all of our history. Bitcoin doesn't have a whole lot of resistance in between now and 10K. If we break bullish here, I think it'll be a steady climb to $10,000 unless we have some kind of pattern form that would otherwise push us back to the downside. If we do see something like that form, then of course something crazy could happen. But I think we'd probably be going to $10,000. Bitcoin's bullish enough to do it, especially if it breaks bullish again. I think that's very possible. On the contrary, if Bitcoin does break to the downside, the first stop is obviously going to be $8,400. That is one of the major levels of support that we're looking at right now. Bitcoin might not stop there for long, but Bitcoin probably will stop there for a little bit as people see Bitcoin's coming down onto this support and they'll start buying in. From there, the next level of support would be this downtrend, and that would just happen to line up with almost exactly $8,000. This is going to be very powerful support. If Bitcoin breaks both of those, the next level of support that I'll be looking at would be the 20 exponential moving average. That is sitting down here around $7,700 right now, and it's very possible that Bitcoin could fall all the way down to it over the next couple of days. And if it does, that's going to be another decision point. Does Bitcoin bounce and continue the rally, or does Bitcoin break it and continue, or rather start a new downtrend? That is going to be one of the most important decisions that Bitcoin has made in the last couple of weeks. So if that happens, I will make sure to keep you guys updated. Either way, I do see a new downtrend forming within the next 45 days, probably within the next 30 days. So do keep an eye out for that. If you want to keep updated on what's going on with Bitcoin, make sure to hit that subscribe button and smash that notification bell, guys. You'll be updated every single time a new video comes out. And like I said, guys, what I want you to do is go grab the like button off your screen, smash it on your forehead, put it back there, and then it'll show up blue, and then it'll add 1 to the like count on the video. That does help out the channel when you do it, and I would be appreciative if you did it. But before we wrap the video up, I do want to go ahead and mention again that we are still running the sale on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. There's a 20% off coupon in the description down below, and really it's more like a 40% off coupon on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, because right now the course is going for $149 before coupons, and in the end of this week it's going to be running $199 because I am raising the price on CT2A. You will never get the course for this inexpensive of a price again. You'll have access to this coupon for another 3 to 4 days. I'll announce the exact day when it comes up. You have a couple more days to get on in if you want. You will never see the course this inexpensive ever again. That's not going to happen. So if you guys are looking to learn about cryptocurrency technical analysis and you want to join, I think it was the 455 people we have in the course right now as of right before I started recording this video. We may have done a few more sales since then. If you want to join them and learn how to do cryptocurrency technical analysis and prepare yourself for all the money that we're about to make over these next 2 years during this new bull market that's forming, I highly recommend the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. Many of these videos in the introduction are geared towards people that are much newer to the space, so if you're more of a beginner in the space, we show you how to set up TradingView. The reason this video is so long is because I go into all the nuance. I show you how to do just about everything you need to know in TradingView, because TradingView can be daunting. That's the charting tool that we're using right here. It can be daunting if you don't know what you're doing. We go into how to use how to use and set up Binance, how to read the markets and everything, how to use depth and stop limit charts on Binance, and then as you continue on through the course, we get into a lot more theory craft around cryptocurrency technical analysis. And someone asked me, Jeb, does a lot of what applies in this course also apply to stock markets? Yes, it does. About 80 to 90% of what we talk about in this course will also apply to stock markets. It's more technical analysis in general, but it is geared towards Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency markets. We talk about things like market structure, gut feeling, market sentiment. Market structure, something we've been talking about in today's video. $8,000 is market structure, 6K, 10K. That's all market structure. The fact that Bitcoin typically enters a downtrend when it goes below the 20 exponential moving average, another concept that we have a video on. That's market structure. Gut feeling. I was talking about gut feeling earlier about which direction Bitcoin breaks. Very, very important concept, one that you need to be aware of. This video right here, honestly, this will probably make you back the money that you spend on the course if you're trading with an even decent amount of money, because this is such an important concept. There are about a dozen videos in here that I would say the same about how to plan and execute profitable trades. This video, if you don't know how to set up a trade, because a lot of people don't, this video is going to show you how. I run over everything you need to know about how to set up a trade. I talk about how to calculate risk and reward, how to use your stop losses, how to predict what the market's going to do, how far the market's going to run, where you want to get out of your trades. I cover 3 example trades on 3 different charts to give you a good idea of that. We talk about risk and reward. That's all that cryptocurrency technical analysis is. If you remove risk and reward, then Bitcoin trading is literally just gambling. So you need to understand the concepts of risk and reward. That's why that's the first video here in the technical analysis portion. If you're not familiar with all the technical indicators we use, we have a technical indicator video on every indicator mentioned in this course. One of the new videos is going to be coming up this week. Unfortunately, that video is not going out today. Hopefully tomorrow. I've got a lot of drama going on in my personal life I'm having to deal with. That video is going to be on the VPVR. That is this indicator right here. But every single other technical indicator that we use here in the video, here on the channel and here in the course is somewhere in this technical indicators video, and I'll reference back to them in the course. Guys, if you're looking to learn how to do technical analysis, I really don't think there's a better place for you to stop by than the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. And I'm not just saying that because it's my course. I do genuinely believe that. We've had over 450 people go through the course. Like I said, I flashed that up on screen earlier in the video. I'll flash it up again right now. If I do remember, it's 16 minutes. Okay. If I do that, then you will see that about 15 people or so have joined in the last 24 hours. We've had nearly 150 people join in the month of May. We've never had a single refund. I don't remember ever having a single complaint for that matter. If I did, if I remember, I will tell you, but I don't think that anyone's ever had a single complaint. People seem to be very much enjoying the course. Nearly 500 people going through the course. Never once have any of them asked for a refund. That tells you something right there. As I said in yesterday's video, don't let me speak for the course. Let the people who have already gone through the course speak for me. If they want to, the comment section is right down there below. I would love to hear from you guys that are in CT2A. Is it a good product? Do you enjoy it? Was it worth the money? Answer these questions down below. I don't want you to answer yes just because you want to appease me. Give me your honest opinions. Tell me in the comment section down below, what do you think of the course? Like I said in yesterday's video, I don't have to worry about what my customers are going to say because I have literally hundreds of them who have all confirmed to me that it's a good product. I can let my customers speak for myself, and hopefully a few of them will do in the comment section down below. We had several of them say so in yesterday's video. Anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Like I said, this course is going to be running $119.20 right now. It will never be this inexpensive again. It is massively undervalued at the moment. It really is. If you want to learn cryptocurrency technical analysis, CT2A is the place to do it. Check the link in the description. Use that coupon code at checkout. Sometimes people miss that coupon code, and then I'll refund them the difference, but it's a lot easier on both you and I if you make sure to put in that coupon code originally. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I do want to thank each and every single one of you for watching as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.